You are live.
Are we?
Hello. Already thirsty.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Yeah, we've not been here on a Monday for ages.
No, but that wouldn't be right, would it, for everybody? I shouldn't have said that because in Australia it'd be Tuesday morning, wouldn't it?
It's Tuesday morning. Yeah. I used to like the Happy Mondays.
Okay. Happy Monday or Tuesday, depending on where you are in the world.
Okay, let's do this. Pia is top of the shop. Hello, Pia.
Hi, Pia.
Good evening. Hello. Good news. My mare is moving and eating outside. I think sprained its ankle rather than an abscess. Some swelling in the leg and now better every day. So my tea bag was right. Patient pays. If actually getting better every day, it's likely to be a sprain. Unlikely to be a sprain because that'll take a while. The gradual getting better takes a bit longer. If it's getting better every day, probably was an abscess.
You just haven't found it yet.
You just haven't seen it. It'll come. It'll appear. Vicky's here. Good morning, everyone from Australia.
Good Tuesday morning, Vicky.
Good Tuesday morning. Are you in bed or out of bed? I know everybody who's watching this might be new to the lives, might think that's personal, but we've got history. Not history like that. Connie's here. Hello. So happy I can make the live today. Excellent.
Hi, Connie.
Angie Medler's here. Hello. And great news, Pia. Indeed, it is
great news.
Becky Harding, one of our admins and HMB pros, second year students. Hi, everyone. Great to be here. Becky's in Essex. Becky's in Essex, everybody. If you're interested in anybody near Essex, near Colchester, Becky's your girl. Dawn Lim. Hi, Hoofies, says Dawn. Stella's here.
Hiya.
Good morning. My second live, 3 a.m. here, Eek, Western Australia. What are you doing? Have you not gone to bed yet? You've stayed awake and you've thought, I know what I'll do. I'll tune in to the Nutters and Phoenix group doing their live. Well, we're glad that you're here, Stella. It's lovely to have you. Really is.
Good
Maggie's here.
You.
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Says Maggie. Kathy Schofield, good evening from West Coast of Scotland. Lovely to have you here, Kathy. Kathy didn't have such a wonderful day today, so let's have a good live. So I can't promise that though. I can't promise it's all going to be upbeat, but hope you're feeling better, my lovely. Noel Brown is here. Hello, everyone. Ashton's here from South Africa. Hi, all. Dawn Lim says, "What a beautiful place to live, Kathy. We love that area. It is most beautiful. Stephanie's here. Hi, Lindsay and Gary. Should I feed Nico alfalfa cubes, flax and oats for his weight, even though he's having his frog issue? I think we spoke about this on a couple of lives ago, didn't we, Gary? I'm sure we did.
I think we touched on it.
It's tricky because what we're doing now, isn't it, Stephanie, is we're balancing the fact that he's older and systems aren't quite the way that they were, including his teeth, including his gut, everything. And the fact that he's probably losing a little bit of weight now and a few little issues with his hooves, as well as trying to get the right kind of food down him. It's difficult. If he's still eating quite a lot of hay, then I probably would maybe find an alternative to the alfalfa, because remember when we said this, when we talked about it, we said we have to watch him now because this isn't ideal and we have to see if things happen. Well, it may just be that the frogs are playing up now because of that. So let's see if it won't be the oats, I wouldn't have thought, or the flax or the linseed. So let's change one thing if we can. Let's see if we can get some mixed meadow cubes or Timothy cubes or something that's not alfalfa. Let's try that. Stephanie, let's get on to that next. Therese, hello from Sweden. Still almost daylight here at 9 p.m. Gosh, we're at the other end now. It's starting to come up back down again now. Julie's here. Hello, everyone from the now sunny again northeast. Excellent. Raging storm already passed through. Marvelous. Well done. That's good. Hi, Julie. Good to know. Trisha Ann's here. Hi, all from sweaty, gross, humid Florida.
We won't go there then, Linz.
No, it's been pretty humidy and flyy here, and been bitten a few times, and yeah, it's but I bet it's not as hot as it is or as humid as it is in Florida. So I feel for you. Becky Bragg's here. Evening all. Sunny in Cornwall now. Karen Yes, Karen Mackeson's here. Hi everyone. Cheers.
Cheers. I haven't even got a drink today.
Yeah. Tracy Gray. Hi Tracy. Good to see you.
Hi,
Catherine
Tracy.
Brown. Hello. Charlie Brown.
Hiya.
Meta's here from Denmark. Hello Meta. Good to see you.
Hi, Meta.
Caroline Schillig from Portugal. Hello everyone. Lydia's
Hiya.
here. Everyone from sunny northeastern Ontario, Canada. Lovely. It's good that it's sunny up
Hi,
there
Lydia.
right now. Jenny Ackerstrom's here. Hey, from Sweden. I have ridden barefoot first time ever this evening. Horses 4 months barefoot so far. It was on soft ground in the woods and only 30 minutes ride, but the feeling is amazing. Where's me? Come on, Phoenix Warrior. You can do this.
Like it.
Nothing like it. Nothing like it. You'll never go back.
The trouble is, you get obsessed because people invite us on horse riding holidays and do this and do that. And my first question is are they barefoot? If they say, "Oh, don't be so," are they barefoot? Are they barefoot?
Oh, don't be so funny about it. Like,
don't be so funny about it. I said, sorry, can't do it.
No,
can't do it whatsoever.
Done it.
Not
been there,
even
done
on
that.
Holiday. No, it's not happening.
Tara's here. Tara Epps. Hey, lovers, she says. Sarah Lou. Sarah Lou. Hi, everyone. Hi. Tara says she's listening while she's drawing. What are you drawing? What are you drawing? One of your lovely images? I'd like to see it. I bet you won't show us though. Sandra Randall. Hi, everyone from Czech, says Sandra. Hi, Tara. Love your drawings. Yes, amazing drawings. Stephanie, good job. Okay. Maggie Russell says, is it okay to feed collagen to help with arthritis? What I would say to you before you do any of that is make sure that everything else is non-inflammatory, because it doesn't matter what you give against inflammatory issues in the body if you're still having inflammatory issues. So my first thing would be cut everything out that's inflammatory first, is what I would say. So you might have to come back to us on that. Ramona, hello from Spain. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Ramona.
Trishan, you have to come to Florida, just not during the summer. Well, that's a bit tricky, seeing as we've booked to come in July to South Carolina. It was a bit stupid.
Who made that executive decision?
Me. I did. Lynn's here. Hello, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
All the way from Maryland. Tara Epps says, can't share as it's for someone on the group. Oh, me. It's for me, isn't it? It's for, or Gary. Is it for Gary? It's probably not, is it? It's somebody else. I can't wait to see it. Okay, right, everyone. July and South. I know. Right. So, what are we going to talk about this evening? What's on the agenda tonight? What are we going to talk about? Anybody got any ideas? I shared that video on our HM Facebook page that with the Hoof. Do you remember this one? Do you remember this one that I shared the other day with you? This one. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's no, you don't want to see that. It's me. Hello, Oscar. This one. That one.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody said, do we have, because I said why it is essential to trim to the hard sole plane. If the foot is put on the ground on the high heel side, P3 is rotated, because look at the toes as well. Yet when trimmed to the HSP and the trim side put on the ground, P3 is no longer rotated. And somebody said, do you have any x-rays or proof of your findings? And we were like, well, yes, plenty, actually. And with the cadaver hoof, we just need to cut it in half and look. So there'll be more info on that coming up. I keep saying that. I promise it will happen at some point. when I could split myself down the middle. What does Viv say? Hi, Viv Avery. Kia ora karua from New Zealand. Cold but sunny here. Kia ora. There's a drink called Kia ora.
There is. It was really sweet and multi-fruited, wasn't it?
And they always used to advertise it in the cinema. And I'm sure if Tim was here now, he'd be able to sing you the Kia ora. It had a crow, didn't it? Didn't it have a crow? It had a crow. And they used to walk really funny.
It was like it was a reggae type of tune, wasn't it? Yeah,
which is a bit weird if Kia ora actually came from New Zealand. How bizarre. How about competing barefoot, cross-country hunting, etc.? How about it? Well, one of the things with that is that people who are, what you hear is, I'm never going to do that because I'm going to slip. There is no evidence whatsoever that horses on any surface slip more barefoot than they do with shoes and studs. But people who are usually people who shoe or have only tried it briefly will tell you that that's the case. Now, you and I and everyone here knows that it's not a case of taking the shoes off and just going and doing it and then going, well, actually, my horse isn't performing better and it slips. Why? Because they shouldn't. Of course, if you're going to ride, you choose to ride on a very slippery going. You choose to ride on ground that anything would slip on, including horses with shoes and studs, because there's no real difference. Then that's your choice, isn't it? Whether you put yourself under that and your horse under that kind of potential treachery, is that the right word? Treacherous going. But other than that, there is no evidence to say that horses with barefoot slip more. And this is the thing. If you have a horse where you've taken the shoes off, you're trying to go barefoot and your horse isn't going well and is slipping and isn't sure-footed, then what's the reason for that? Is your diet right? Is your management right? Is the trim right? Now, we know, don't we? There are very, very few people in the world who are trimming to the horse's natural constants and natural parameters. Therefore, if a horse is jumping or going cross-country or hunting or doing anything and their feet aren't optimum, well, just like their feet aren't optimum in shoes, then you have every likelihood that that horse is going to suffer and slip and fall, maybe even. So, again, it isn't horses will definitely slip barefoot when you go cross country, barefoot eventing, etc. like that, because people will tell you who have got very fit, healthy, sound barefoot horses that is not true. But then on the other side, you'll have people going, yes, it is because I tried it and my horse slipped and they slipped shod too. It's all about the health and the fitness of the animal. We are forever competing at lower level competitions, but enough that you're putting a fair bit of strain on the horse with dressage, every single discipline, with horses that aren't fit enough, with horses that don't have the right feet. You've only got to look at the Olympics. These are athletes at the top of their game, and they're being propped up in heart bar shoes with wedges. Take the shoes off then and see what happens. Excuses like the going is too hard. So we had the Swedish Peder Fredriksson and Henrik von Eckermann, and we were all looking forward to watching them barefoot at the Olympics. They shod their horses, as far as I know. That's what I heard. I could have been wrong, but I heard they shod their horses because the ground was hard. You've not got a healthy horse then. If you think that a shoe is going to improve that for a horse, wow, it's going to make all the strain on their joints and their tendons far greater. And what's really crazy about that and full of cognitive dissonance is if you're going to do a piece of research with a big insurance company, Agria, and prove that barefoot is better than shod, why would you risk your horse? Why would you risk your horse knowing what you know when you know that barefoot is without a shadow of a doubt better on a healthy horse? It's a very interesting cognitive dissonance. And basically competing It's too many variables to say that they have issues. They don't. And simply put, in endurance, which is one of the toughest equine sports there is, Barefoot wins hands down. Why? Because they have less strain on their heart, because the circulation in their body is better, and their heart rate comes down faster when they have to go to checks, etc. Checkpoints. Do the excess really big endurance rides, like 100 kilometers, like the 100 miles, like the Tevis Cup, 24-hour 100-mile race. Do they need to go in boots? Well, you see a lot of riders that do that. Again, how conditioned and how good and how fit are the hooves, not necessarily the horse, but the hooves. It's an interesting one. It's interesting. As we know, Gary and I know, there are very few people in the world who are trimming to the horse's natural constants, let alone doing the right diet and management. So it's not black and white, I would have to say to that. It ain't black and white. Viv Avery says, means hello to you both. Kia ora. Kaula, or whatever it was you said. I think it was Kia ora, was it? That's Kalua. Oh, you don't say Kia ora. I don't know. I'm embarrassed now. Becky Harding says, there's a post on the Phoenix Way from Lisa McFadden that could do with a comment. Right, we might go in and have a look at that then. Is that the one you were telling me about, Gary?
I'm sure it is.
Okay. Aston Burnett says, could you please comment on this post on group tonight, quite close to the top of the group, can direct it to recording. Okay. Joe Kirk's here. Good morning, team. Good morning to you, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
And Blake says, good evening. Sorry, late. Signal in Cornwall is awful. On holiday. Oh, holiday.
Did you see her video of Max?
I did.
Oh my goodness.
That was just truly the best. And let me just see if I can quickly find it. Yes, I can. Okay, so let me share this with everybody that hasn't seen this. You must have seen it by now, but this is Max, the Suffolk Punch, that was doomed a few months ago, shot on all four, terribly unbalanced, awful problems, vets, etc., all said no way, no how, and he was facing a potential put to sleep diagnosis. So here he is. That is him. Who knew a Suffolk Punch could move like that? I love it. I love it. Here he goes again for those who missed it. This is at New Moon Livery, Sarah's place. Not Sarah Lou, another Sarah. Look at him go. Woohoo! He's going so fast at that trot that the little pony that's behind him
is having to canter to keep up.
Brilliant.
Its stride is so big.
Awesome. I love that. So awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Anne. Deb Jacks, late too. We haven't done anything yet, Deb, so don't worry about it. Dawn says, a friend wants to hunt barefoot. That's interesting. Maybe her horse doesn't have ideal feet then. Unless they're a member of the Phoenix Way and they're trimming their horses to the natural parameters and keeping the diet and management correct, I'd hazard a guess it probably ain't. Becky Harding, I'm gutted to hear they shod their horses. That's what I heard. If anybody else would like to go and do a bit of research on that, then please do tell us. But that is what I heard. And we can't say, can we, as a consequence, but they didn't come anywhere near the medals this time. And yet they were being, both of those horses, H&M and All In and Enrique von Eckermann's King Edward were, at the time, 4 years ago, being pointed at as being some of the top show jumpers in the world. Gawsworth's here. Hello, Bethan. I trail hunted my mare barefoot in super wet and wild conditions. She was a TB type fine mare. She was super sure-footed. Oh, it didn't want to do it then. Excellent. There you go. See. Got to get it right, though. Don't panic. I will never shoe my horses again. I'm not panicking. Viv Avery, don't be Cola is a drink. You were correct. Oh, thank you. Deb Jack says, look at him go. Yay. I know. It's awesome, Max. So lovely to see you go, Max. That's good to hear, Goals with Track Liverly. Bethan, I will tell my friend she follows you on Facebook. There you go. Changing lives. Changing lives. Okay. Sue Bean. Hello, Sue Bean. My clients were competing at a one-day event. They were told by others that they would never stay upright in the show jumping ring as was slippery and their horses were slipping with studs in. Not only did they not slip, but actually won the competition. All barefoot clients were in the first 6 placings. Happens all the time. We've published stories in the Barefoot Horse magazine about barefoot horses just hammering down the racetrack and winning hands down, even in the most awful conditions. Even in the most awful conditions.
People need to shout it from the rooftops. That's what they need to do. They
do, but of course, as soon as you have a failure and that gets shouted from the rooftops, nobody digs deep and goes, what's the reason? Why? There's so many variables. What's the reason for the failure? And yet we'll go, Gary and I go, oh my God, look at the feet.
Yeah.
And if you ain't getting feet right, chances are you're not probably getting much else right either. Jennifer's here. Hello, Jennifer from Eastern France. Good evening. Joining late tonight, just back from dinner, celebrating my son's 21st. How lovely. Have you had a tipple or two? Have you been good?
I hope so.
Hope sober. I hope so too. Angela Garberg's here. Bonsoir. Good evening, everyone. Newly shod King Edward threw off Eckermann during the Olympics.
Ooh, interesting.
What do we do to
Read
these
into
animals?
that what you will.
What do we do to these animals to win prizes, eh? Shocking. Jennifer says maybe just 1 or 2 tipples. Good for you.
Well, perhaps one for every year.
Yes.
21 of them. Perhaps we should do that.
That'll be him that's going to do that.
Yeah, that'll be him that does that.
How lovely. I hope you had a lovely time. Okay, should we go in and have a look at this this post? Let's go in and let's have a little check on this. Right, where am I? Bum, 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 bum. Present, share screen. Share. Okay. Oh, let's go down. Look at Becky Hardin's lovely little face there. Look at her smiley little face. Don't forget this, folks. This is coming up next weekend, next Saturday, for all of yous that might, for anyone who might be thinking that you might like to join this crazy bunch of pioneering lunatics who are changing the world and learn something that is crazily amazing. Then by all means, come along and see what we are doing and how we're doing it. And for those of you who came last time and still couldn't make your mind up, come again. See if I say something different, because I probably will. Right. Okay, let's go back. Let's go carry on and go have a look down. Oh, I looked at a map, but hoping HMB no, we've got nobody in Los Angeles, I'm afraid. Thanks in advance. But hopefully somebody watching this who lives that way might be thinking they'd like to become a pro. So get in touch. Is this the one?
Yes.
All right. Let's get a look-see at this then. Let me see. Can you see that okay?
Yeah, that's all right. That's good.
Okay. Hi, Lisa McFadden. I'm a new member and would love feedback for my 28-year-old rescue. I've had him for almost 2 years. Okay, so first of all, in my mind, I think what's been happening for the past 26 years for this horse. 26 years is an awful long time to be getting things wrong. I've gotten some bad advice. In April, his left foot had an abscess. It happens. It happens. X-rays attached did not show rotation. So I assume because he had an abscess, you X-rayed. I went through a few farriers. I wonder how many farriers a 28-year-old horse has had in his time. How many times those feet have been unbalanced, trimmed incorrectly. And that's just not with each individual farrier, that's at each individual trimming or shoeing. Now have the very best barefoot farrier in the area. A small abscess popped again last week, which I'm assuming was caught in the layers of the sole. Well, it depends where it popped, my lovely. Didn't really say. He's still slow on his feet, but now I have your page and I've watched a lot of the videos. I feel I could do more for him. Yes, I'm a bit concerned why he's lying down, or is that just because you caught a moment? He has arthritis. Now then, is there any surprise after what I've just said about 28 years of change? That's why we need standardization, guys. A few bone chips in his knees. The knees are supported by orthopedic boots, but due to his hot and humid weather, I only put them on for his exercise. Right. And we also have to be careful when we're putting wraps of any description or what we call boots around legs, because they can actually sometimes cause more harm than good if they're put on incorrectly, because they can be put on too tightly. Yeah. He's currently taking Hoof Health, Remission and Farrier's Fix oil, which is on now and applied daily after I clean. Okay, so that's a topical thing, is it? He lays down for me to clean his feet after his roll, which is what he does, which is why he is down for the photos. Oh, bless him. He eats Timothy and soaked alfalfa, so this could be an issue. I know he's knocking on. He is on a lot of other supplements for his arthritis. I would hazard a guess they're probably not working. Any and all suggestions to make him more comfortable would be appreciated. I can hear some feedback somewhere. Is that you, Gary?
It might be the telly, but it's not on very loud. I'll mute myself.
Don't mute yourself entirely. Come back when you want to say
something.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
All right, so let's go take a look, shall we? Well, yeah, let's get in there and take a little look-see. Let's take this down. So Lisa, you'll probably be watching this afterwards because you won't be on the live. So what have we got here, guys? We've got quite high heels, haven't we? If you look at the point of the heel all the way down to where the widest part of the frog is, that looks like almost, I mean, it's deceiving. 2D images are always deceiving, but we can pretty much guess that's a fair old whack of foot. But if you can see, look, it's confusing in the trim because this looks like it's down to the hard sole plane, but look how it shelves off very fast here. And how it shelves down very quickly. Are we at the hard sole plane, or are we at a compacted callus that's just happened to make itself go all the way around? I would think, by looking at the fact the size of the heels and the fact there's no toe wall on the ground, they've been removing his wall and forcing him to walk on, guess what area? The spot just underneath P3, that these are parts and parcel of his problem. And you can see on this side again, more callus, and looks like on this side, you can see more of the fact that he looks like he's got compaction. It's very black over there, compaction in his bars, etc. That frog doesn't look healthy at all. And that's not surprising. If he's not using his frog, he's not actively using his frog, then it's going to, don't use it, lose it, effectively. It's going to atrophy. All right, so let's move on, see what else we can see. So this is the same foot. No, this is a different foot, right? That's a different foot. Yeah, so this is a different foot. So we've got the bulbs are being worn, and quite sore. It's going through the periople, and that's going to cause a deal of discomfort. Again, got this big callus here because we've got very little. I think the wall finishes here, and then I think it shelves off quite quickly. If you look down here, you can see that. So walking around on his sole. Again, very high heels. You're looking back to being, you know, back here. You can see it, and you can see where I said earlier it shelves off. Can you see this? Just doesn't look much like a true horse's foot going on in there. So no toe, not any balance point, underrun heels, shortened surface area. What are we likely to find if we were to x-ray this horse's foot? I don't think we'd be finding P3 in a balanced position, do you? And on top of that, because he's got poorly feet, he's also got a mass here of separation that may or may not be caused by diet or management, but certainly is being made worse by the fact that he's got high heels, and that the hoof wall is going to be struggling to grow down nicely against P3 with P3 in the wrong position. So going back to your comment about having the best barefoot farrier in the area, that concerns me. I don't know what area Lisa's in. Do you know? Does anybody know? But that's
I did go and have a look on her profile, but unfortunately, because we're not friends, I can't see. But so I don't know where she is in the world, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
So we don't know. We don't know.
But it's concerning, right? These heels are starting to fold over. We've got because they're so long, it's a mess in there. And again, atrophied frog, problematic. All of this area here is unhealthy. And you just wonder, don't you, how long that's been going on for? When you look at this image from here, it doesn't look like the heels are that high, but remember, this is because of the way this picture's been taken. Those heels are going away from you, so they don't. It's a bit of a perspective issue when you've got heels that are in that angle going away from you. They're getting underrun, so clearly they're quite long. But in that image, they look shorter, but they're not when you see them close up like this. Good photos. Good photos. That's the same foot as the one I think we just looked at. It's just a slightly different angle. Yeah. So what can we see here? Well, we can see diverging rings. Look, tight up here and very wide here. What does that tell me? It tells me that they've been chopping the toe off this horse for a long time, because this hoof wall has been the growth rate in the hoof wall at the toe has been slowing down for some time, because there is a lag period. So that tells me that this horse has been walking around on its toe callus, on its sole for far too long. And because the heels have been left high, I guarantee there is not enough foot covering P3 in there. So that is a problem. And of course, when you start having issues with unnaturally trimmed feet, you're also going to have pathogens going in and having a pathogen party in there and playing havoc on an already painful foot, because the foot isn't in the right position or the right balance. And then you've got infection on top of that and inflammation. It's no wonder these horses suffer and are slow. And just to say, Lisa, I'm not indicating you at all in this, because you're not a hoof care professional. But what I would suggest is that you get yourself ASAP onto the challenges, the 15-day challenge to start with, and that will help you. And that will start talking to you about not only diet and management, but the correct hoof for the horse, and why it's important to follow their constants, and why it's important to have a natural trim to the natural foot. And then if you get onto the 10-day, then that will show you even more in depth about the trim. And then we get a group session where we can talk even more in depth about it. You can even go VIP after that to have a one-to-one with us and get merch to call yourself a hoof hero, because you will be. You don't have to do those things, but you're stabbing in the dark if you don't. Nobody has to do them. But these foundation courses, these challenges, are put in place for people put in place for people to learn these things. Because otherwise, like I said, you're stabbing in the dark and relying on people. You believe you have the best barefoot farrier in the area. I would counter that and say, no, you really haven't. Because if that barefoot farrier is doing this to horses' feet, is completely lost the natural foot. Let's move on. I'm guessing that, I don't know whether those were, I think those are hind feet, aren't they? We think they have hind feet. Right. And this looks like a front foot. And look again what we're doing. We're chopping the toe off. There's nothing natural about this at all. Again, diverging rings. It doesn't look healthy either. You kind of can tell when a horse's foot looks a bit sick. All the rings here have been rasped off completely. So we've gone quite considerably through the outer hoof wall. You can see it starting to get much paler down here towards the inner hoof wall. And of course, all that's going to do is serve to weaken the foot altogether anyway. Is that a different foot? Or is it that foot? It might be that foot. I don't know. I think it is that foot, actually, because I can just see that redness in the bulb just there. I'll go back and have one more look. Yeah, I think so. Let's keep going. Yeah, so we can see that how this has been rasped and rasped and rasped, but you can see that you've got rings here that are tight and that they're wider here. And why is that happening? That's happening because the hoof growth rates are not equal. They're not in equilibrium. So the heels and the toe wall should all be growing in equilibrium, gives the horse plentiful support with the toe pillar and the heel pillars. But when you have a foot where the toe is being chopped off and the hoof growth rate slows down, and for those people who say it doesn't, it does. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rehabs prove that. It slows down. And what they say is that the heels speed up. No, they don't. They're trotting along at their nice old gentle pace. It's just that they are appearing to speed up because this isn't going anywhere and it's slowed right down. And of course, we don't have the counter effect of the toe wall either. So that's why we go out of balance so very, very quickly. And then a human being comes along, takes more toe off, thins the sole even more, leaves even more heel. P3 gets more and more rotated. Gets x-rayed, see rotation. I think the horse has got laminitis. And all along, he had personal preference trimming humanitis. Poor soul. Okay, so I think you can probably see, I mean, we have to be careful, like I always say, about photographs and 2D images, because you've only got to change the angle slightly and things look differently again. I mean, we can see definite things like there's not enough toe wall, heels too high, etc. But when we're now looking at this, trying to compare these two front feet, we are looking at,
I think these are the hinds.
Oh, I think they're hinds as well.
I think they're the hinds.
I agree. Look at the difference in toe length on this one and then on this one. Look at the difference in heel length on this one and then in this one. Again, it could be the camera angle. But these are things that are very, very important to a horse. We don't want to be propped up on one foot and not the other. And we certainly need balance. And 100% guarantee to you that because these heels are not in the right position and the toe wall has been removed, that this horse is neither mediolaterally balanced and definitely not dorsopalmally heel to toe balanced. And then they can't survive. They can't manage barefoot. They stick a shoe on and they go, oh yeah, horses can't manage barefoot. Not with feet like this. No, you're right, they can't. I think we're on front feet now. Oh, I don't know. These are two different feet again, I think, Gary. So I think these are fronts. Anyway, same problem that we have. Very high heels, callus all the way around here. Terribly unhappy, unhealthy frog. You can barely even see it in there, can't you? You can't even see the bars. They're so compacted into the foot. Toe wall being removed. This looks the best out of the bunch, this one here, but again, toe wall is being removed and they've got this big chunky callus all the way around. These are some unhappy feet, right? And do you know what frustrates me more than anything else is that you're paying, or you are as owners are paying for somebody to come regularly and do this to your horse's feet. You're paying them. And they're nice and they're pleasant and you have a chat and have a cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever. Share a bit of cake, maybe, talk about the world, talk about horses. And you think such lovely people, they clear off, they come back in 4 to 6 weeks. And all of that happens all over again. And in fact, your horse is going, guys, just take a moment to work out that the feet you've left me with are not the feet that I should have. But it goes on. And then horsey might be unsound after the trim or even get abscesses. And I would not, an abscess is galore going to be in these horses' feet. I'm surprised he's not abscessing in more than one. And then you kind of go, you pass it off and go, oh, well, he's such nice, you know, give him the benefit of the doubt. He's unsound for 2 weeks after the trim, but hey. And then it happens again. Give him the benefit of the doubt. It happens again, and then again, and then again. Now, I'm not saying that this is what's happening in this scenario, but this is what happens generally in life. And we put up with it, and you pay them. No. Your beloved 4-legged horse that you, as opposed to 3-legged, your beloved horse who you spend 8,500 hours with a year, and your barefoot personal farrier or whoever it is that you pay handsomely when he turns up every few weeks for half an hour or an hour tops, depends whether you're, you know, chewing the cud or not, and you're left with this on an animal who's 28 years old, bless him, who shouldn't. Stephanie's watching, and Stephanie's got a 33-year-old horse, and you know, he's older, but he's always had fantastic feet. They've looked after his feet. They got a little bit wrong lately this last year, but she's pulled it back, and you know, that's not to say systems are starting to fail a little bit as he's getting older, but older animals don't deserve to have feet like this. I'm surprised he even manages to stand, Lisa, and you might be watching this going, holy hell, maybe even very upset, but you need to learn about what's going on with his feet because they're pretty poor. And I am so deeply, deeply sorry, but we are here for you. And this is an amazing group and we will support you through this. Okay, so that's this. We've got x-rays. Can you put up better x-rays than this? Because I feel that I don't know, that doesn't look like the true bottom of his foot. It's far too straight for that. And of course, it's out of focus. So find a better resolution photograph if you can and put that up. Again, better resolution. I mean, we can pretty much make that out. This looks ground parallel, almost going to negative. I'm not sure what's going on with the tip of P3 there. Again, like I've said to you, P3 will do through their lives, back and front feet. They're doing this all the time. Bless them. Must be dreadful. I can't see anything else in that. I can't discern anything except sort of shape. And what we've got there is a dorsopalm balance issue. They can either go too short or they can either go too long, which is why we're heading towards negative palmar angle there or ground parallel.
And also these x-rays were taken back in April.
And right, Gary. And Gary,
so lots can change in that time.
Lots can change in one trim, right?
So much can change. Of course it can.
Oh, wow. I mean, if that foot is stood straight on that block, which actually I don't think it is, but we've got some serious mediolateral imbalances there, but I'm not sure that's that straight, what I'm looking at there. Again, I need some better images for that. This one, I can't see anything. Again, I can't discern anything out of that. So yes, we need some more information, better images. And all I can say is please get yourself onto the challenges, learn more about it, and don't let any other horse in that you ever own yourself, and as including this one, get into this state ever again, because he's struggling. So all the other stuff that you're doing with all the supplements for his arthritis, you know, this bit, the arthritis, that because he's got bony changes, I tell you what's going to be making all of that far, far worse, which is absolutely negating the whole essence of you using supplements, is the fact that his feet are incredibly unbalanced. So you're spending a fortune to try and help this horse, and every trim he's basically being buggered up. So I really, 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 really feel for you, actually, and I wish I could put my arms around you right now, because I'm sure you're feeling desperate listening to this. But I have no doubt that if I went down and looked at some of these comments, I feel like his heels need to come down. Yeah, these are our Phoenix warriors. These are people who have followed us for a long time. Well, at least for this last so long time, nearly 8 months now, guys. Yeah. That's Farrow's fix all. That's the shininess on it. Yeah, I get that. I will ask my Farrow to trim the heels. I think he's been very careful as he's recovering from a bad case of thrush. They're never going to get better. 3 weeks ago, and his soles were soggy. They're not going to get better by leaving the heels high, because you're rotating P3, because there's no toe. These are the things that you will learn as you get deeper into what we're talking about. They bleed when he cleaned them. They bleed the frogs because they're poor. But leaving the heel high is not the answer. Better thrush treatment, better topical thrush treatment. Don't put oil on a horse's feet or anywhere on their foot at all. Nothing. Don't ever put oil on their feet at all. A good thrush treatment is athlete's foot cream and an antiseptic cream. Cut off the bottom of the tube, squeeze it into a tub, mix it all up together, and paste that on every single day for weeks. And that will gradually help it. Within 2 weeks, you will see a big difference. Yeah. Have you got any photos of your horse standing up? I will take some good news. The pros have so much helpful info for you. I'm just hoof nerd. Ellie Carfin. I'm not going to read that all the way through, but it looks like it's a good comment. Thank you so much. He's on Osteomax, Joint Flex, and Corticoin, along with Cruise. I mean, look at what you're doing here, right? You're spending so much money after the stable door has closed and the horse has bolted, right? Is that the right saying? The stable door, whatever, you know what I mean. And it's a pointless waste of your money, because it's just everything that is happening to him now is making it worse. Yeah, alfalfa's not grand. There's a little conversation about that. Are there any? No, sadly. Oh, I see. Yes, was it Lisa who asked that before? Bless her. Bless you, Lisa. No, but I tell you what we can do, like every other person in the US, like every other person in Australia, and anywhere around the world where we aren't, this is your resource. And get on the challenges, learn about what we do, learn about how to help your horse, and we'll help you. We'll help you. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, look, we've got some more pictures here. Yeah, I mean, it just confirms. This looks a little drier at the moment. You can see those heel bulbs are a bit sore. If you're putting boots on or anything around, because that's why it's rubbing, you're fighting a losing battle every time he chops that toe off and leaves that heel high. This horse is going to have so much more surface area than teetering around on these short surface area with these high heels and long bars. This isn't a difficult trim, really, in all honesty, towards the back of the foot. The compaction, I would hazard a guess, would easily come. All of this bar material is excess, trapping infection, trapping problems. Let me keep going. Yeah. God. So what we have here is the same as what we said before, but we've got some daylight on it now, so we can, or better light on it on a drier foot. All of this is the end of the accreted bar material with compacted bars that have just compacted in. This is just trying desperately to callus. All of this is material that is just a great big chunk. It doesn't look like this has even been trimmed, does it, Gary?
It doesn't. I think, Lisa, because we don't have any pros in LA right now, but we're working on it really hard.
We have people who can give you support though. I think Vivian's, she's in California somewhere. Vivian Patterson.
All right, cool. But I think it's definitely about being able to help yourself.
Just take a look at a normal foot. Maybe because you've seen these for so long, you've got used to seeing the distortion. I don't know, but take a look at a healthy bare foot and then look at this foot. And then you'll probably see why your horse is having so many problems and abscessing. Let's go and have a look at this one. All of this is masses of compacted sole. In fact, all of this will pop out, won't it, Gary?
Yeah.
You see this? You see how sort of smooth it is? That's because your horse is rocking around on this. It's walking on this. You see these horn tubules starting to wobble here? It's because the heel should be way back here. You can almost see it where it needs to be, and a bit further still. But he's walking around on this. It's compacted bars. That causes pain, pushing those bars back into that horse's foot. I can't believe that I know I say this, and I say this a lot. I can't believe that any hoof care professional could leave a foot like this and take money for a trim like this. And if you say, well, it was a few weeks ago he trimmed, no horse should be left for longer than 6 weeks unless they're self-trimming. 6 weeks after a trim that I've done or Gary's done or any of my HMB pros don't leave a foot looking like this. This is months of growth in here. This is poor hoof care. Again, it's not your fault, but make it your job to learn more about it. And you've got some great advice there, but get yourself on the challenges. So important that you get on the challenges. It's really going to transform your life and change everything. Okay, stop sharing. Okay, let's just see what other people are saying. Bum bada bum bum bum. Why on earth did they shoe him again? Oh, are we talking about because I heard because the ground was hard. That's what I heard. Any chance we can look at post fitted with who? With new pony I took on that you did with new ticket to state barefoot trim who's progressing one trim. Help, please. Help. Okay, we might get a chance to look at that, but I think we're running out of time, Chucky. But if not, remind us first thing tomorrow and we'll look straight at it. I think King Edward's a shod with a type of glue shoe. Okay. Today has been the first day of a work placement at GTL for a veterinary student. Have you how have you coped? I bet you've like blah, poor student, male or female, gone away like that. Wow. I can just imagine it now. Really? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't wait to hear what goes on. And can't wait. Fabulous. How long? Did you say a fortnight they're with you? Or a week? I can't remember what you said. I was going to say it's me. So proud to be an HMB pro. Yes, it is you. We are also in talks with another vet student about taking her horse in for a livery.
It's happening.
It's happening, girl. It's happening. Julie Bradbury says times are slowly changing, Beth, and today we had a vet here who was blown away by the horses and their hooves. Ooh, yeah.
Very good. Very good.
It's flipped. It's flipped, guys. It used to be the vets up here telling you what to do. It's going. Now it's you telling the vets what to do. Well, not telling, but educating. They don't know. I could say it's not their fault. I keep saying that. It's not good enough. You can go and find out. And these guys are finding out. But I guess you've got to go to the right sources. And then when you realize that these people deal with shod horses 90% of the time, because they don't often see that many barefoot setups, you get to understand why they just are so glazed over when it comes to understanding hoofs. Hello, everyone, says Louise. Good that you're here. Nice to see you. Just to say, I can see my two boys walking backwards and forwards, up and down, so many times on their track as I watch this live. Happy boys, so much movement. Mixed species meadow hay. Thank you, guys. The Phoenix Way rocks. Oh, yes. Do you remember, Dawn? I do. Remember when we had those little messages way back and you were a bit frightened to put your two boys together and how your life has changed and how their life has changed now? I remember. Becky, so much compacted heel. Right, we're onto the feet. Yeah. I would be worried about osteonecrosis. Okay, of course. Yeah, we worked that out, didn't we, in the end? Thank you. Yeah, Los Angeles. Poor pony, loads to take off at the heel, I would say. Yeah. Well, it would be straighter than it should be, put it that way. And sometimes it's too late to come back from these poor animals. That's right. Kathy, it's feeling a bit sore today from some awful things that are wonderful. Kathy's one of our HMB pros, and she's just about to qualify in the next couple of months. Doing an awesome job out there, Kathy. Let's just give you a shout out. Was at the Isle of Taree not long ago with Sarah's got her over there, and she's trimming and more horses, and she's gonna have to spend 3 weeks a year, 3 weeks every 6 weeks over at Isle of Taree. But yeah, we hit some really tough times because we get there too late. We get there too late, and that really is heartbreaking. For those of you who know about the story of the horse that was a week ago in a clinic, and a lovely lady called Biliana, who was actually the grandmother, put up a cry up on the page for help, saying that the vets want to put this horse to sleep because he had acute laminitis. Do you remember the one, the video I did? I think I did it last Thursday. So that would be like 68, I think, or something like that. And we talked about all the different types of laminitis and how this absolutely is obviously not any of that and how it's terribly bad hoof care. Well, we've been in massive talks with them, and one of our HMB pros is going to go and see them in Belgium and do the setup trim and get these guys going. So horse is home, still in a fair bit of discomfort because he's a lot better because when he went to the clinic, he actually was abscessing and he's popped 2 abscesses. So it's now a case of getting him trimmed correctly and allowing all of that foot at the front of the foot to grow. But just to say that is happening. So just thought I'd give you a little update on that. Yes, it's fabulous, Bethan. You'll blow their mind, Bethan. They're so lucky to have this opportunity. Oh, yes, they are. And so to you, actually, Bethan, because they'll tell you stuff and you'll be like that. Yeah, how many cadaver hooves have you trimmed? Have you still got some in your freezer? Because if you have, you should put them down one day. Put them down. Sit them down, defrost a couple, and get them to trim. Not to sort of go hardy, ha, just to blow their minds. Just to sit them down, or sit this one down with a cadaver hoof. Sit down with them and talk about the trim. That's what you should do if you get the opportunity. Helping them to imagine better is how I'm selling it. Yeah, I like that. That's the vets. I mean, yeah, I like that. It's good. Love you guys. Love you too and your horses, Dawn. Tara Epps, honestly, even before I had any training, I would have been ashamed to leave hooves that unbalanced. Well, I just wouldn't have. So proud to be in the HMB Pro family. So proud to have you, Tara.
Well done, Tara.
Pia, so great. EPI, Hoof Heroes. We are Hoof Heroes through and through. And if you want to know the difference, a Hoof Hero is somebody that's done the challenges and really is going that extra sort of mile to start doing their own horses' hooves. And Phoenix Warriors are just all of us. We're all Phoenix Warriors. Great news, says Becky Bragg. Aston says, so happy for Biljana and their horse. Thank you for the update. And it's so confusing because we've got family members in different parts of different countries and trying to work it all out. And anyway, we're on the case, and hopefully we are not too late for that horse. The light has not gone out in him at all yet. He's still got lots of life left in him. Oh my God, Beth, and that would be amazing to show them a proper trim. It would. I think you should do that. I think you should definitely get some cadavers out of the freezer if you still got. I don't know. Did she say she still had them? Don't show them the hoof that hangs in the tree.
I think that
tree hoof.
there isn't any more.
Did we take them all away? No, but you know where to get them from, right? Go get some.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Go get some. And I think that every vet student that comes to your property to spend some time with you, I think we should sit them down with a hoof and talk to them about it and ask them what they do and don't know. That would be incredible for you, Dan, and for them as well. It really would. It would really cement that. Trisha says, not giving up on getting you to Florida. We got cadaver legs. Ooh, see you next year. Hopefully not in summer hurricane season. Maybe we'll have to come 2 trips. Maybe we'll have to change. Maybe we'll have to change the training camp. Nothing's been booked yet, so maybe we'll have to do that. But tell me more about the cadaver legs, because that's very interesting. And get the bone saw out too. Yes. Yeah. I don't know if you've got one actually, but not that expensive on Amazon. Yeah. Cut them in half, show them, do a little mini workshop with them, a little mini practical workshop. That would be cool. That would be very, very, very cool. Yeah. So there we are. Book accommodation with the pool in Florida. I intend to. If we get any time off.
We ain't gonna have any time to jump in a pool.
No, but I tell you, Gary, if we don't get this sorted out ASAP of where we're going, people won't have time to book. So we have to get this organised by the end of August, don't we? And get these dates and stuff sorted out. So we'll get it done. All right, guys. Well, do the notching. It was fascinating. Absolutely. It could be a pool party.
They need to do a workshop, don't they?
They do need to. They do need to do a workshop. And, Gary and I have discussed in the past about holding free workshops for vets or veterinary students. It would be really, I personally, I would prefer them to be vet students, because they've not been out in the big wide world and been sort of, I have to choose my words here carefully. They've not been influenced the wrong way. It would be great to get them early days, early doors, to teach them the right way. But of course, it's so difficult to even get into these establishments because they don't think they're doing anything wrong, right? So if you don't think you're doing anything wrong, why the hell would you get these weird barefoot tree huggers to come and show you stuff? And also, Barefoot has been, when they feel like it, they lump Barefoot all together. When the barefooters don't feel like it, everybody's individual factions, right? But to the big wide world, we've got shoeing and we got Barefoot. And as far as they're concerned, all Barefoot is the same. So therefore, when they experience bad things happen to Barefoot, of which we experience so many things happen to shod horses, of course, but if they experience bad things, it is not a decent reflection of what truly is what we do, which is basically not what most of the other Barefoot schools or factions do, because we are particularly particular about keeping the foot to its natural constants and also the diet and the management. We do it all. There's no point us helping people if we're not going to get all of it right. That old reputation that I used to have when people used to say, don't go to her, she's got right reputation, she may put up a track. That I think there are worse reputations, don't you? What? I'm not sure I like that comment. In pools, I've seen those things on TikTok. How much does it cost to be an HM apprentice? To be a student? Well, we're going to talk all about that, Al. We're going to talk all about that on Saturday. So if you go onto the group and look in the featured section, because it's bound to have got lost in all of the posts by now, we are putting on a meeting or a webinar next Saturday, the Saturday coming up at 8 p.m. UK time, whatever time that is, wherever you are in the world. And in that post, you'll also see a link which is not clickable for some weird reason. So you might have to copy and paste it into your browser. Although I have put the links in the comments to the prospectus. Click on that and you'll get a link to the prospectus, and that'll tell you fees, etc. There are various fees, tiers, I would say, depending on how you want to pay, and explain, what you want to do. Do you know, I was talking to somebody the other day who is an entrepreneur, and he was heavily into security around the world of all types, from security on boats to security in government to all sorts of things. And he's a yes man. That's how he describes himself. So what do you do? I'm a yes man, because he has so many contacts around the world in really crazy high places. And he said, because these people, it's trust. When people get to trust you, then they will start to ask you all sorts of things. It's a trust mountain, I call it. When you're going up Trust Mountain, you got to get to the top. And as the people go over the top, you've got them then. As they ski down the other side, they've gone over Trust Mountain and they trust you then. That's fine. We're there. But it's going up Trust Mountain, and so many people get up and then they fall back down and get up. Anyway, I digress. So he said, I'm really interested in what you do. This is really incredible how you've got all the, you've got so many people in the equine world following you, and you're changing the world, and you're obviously frightening a lot of people out there. And he's going on like this. And he says, and so you've got this 2-year training program. How much time have you put into it? And I went, like, masses. I mean, I haven't had a life.
Want to think about the hours.
I have not had a life, or Gary, for over 2 years, well over. I can't even imagine. I can't even tell you how many hours are in the course, apart from anything else, and how many hours lessons you have. Hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Obviously, it will split up in different modules under different themes, etc. And he said, and I said, we're taking students from all over the world. It's amazing. It's incredible. And it's really growing, and it's exciting. And obviously, as we grow as an organization, as a company, we'll be able to reach more people and do more research, all sorts of stuff, right? And he said, and he's just an entrepreneur, right? And he said, it sounds incredible. You've put such a lot of effort into this. It's unbelievable. He said, how much do you charge for your course? For your 2-year course? And I instantly knew, after I had sat there and explained fairly in depth how much time and effort we'd put into this, and how big it is, and how there is no horse and hoof care school close on the planet to what we're doing, not even close to the amount of effort that we've put into this, which is effectively a 3-year course a 3 to 4 year course that we've truncated into 2. And I faltered and I hesitated, because I thought, oh God, he's going to laugh in my face. And he did. He just stopped and he stared at me and he went, pardon? I beg your pardon. You charge that And I'm not going to say it here because this is going to go onto YouTube eventually and it'll get old. So there's no point in me putting that, saying what it is now. You've got to check the prospectus. But currently at this moment in time, it is well under £10,000, right? It's well under that. And he just kind of almost did a face palm, and I didn't know what to say. I was kind of embarrassed, really embarrassed, as he went, why would you do that? Why would you undersell yourself like that? And I went, well, that's not the case. And then Tim jumped in. He said, well, it's not really the case. And he's like, it is. I said, no, it isn't, because obviously there's a lot of these people out there, they're learning, we're trying to support the equine community as a whole. And he's like, and I went, it'll go. My final words were, it will go up probably at some point. But just so that you all know, for what you get for your money, it's shockingly incredible. You wouldn't get that anywhere close in any other sector, in any other part of the world, in any other organization, on any other training course. The depth that we've put into this and the effort that we have to every single day. We're constantly doing assessments and yeah, it's crazy stuff. So just bear that in mind when you look at it and go, oh, it's expensive. You think, it's probably not, actually. So yeah, just thought I'd finish and tell you that, really. Janine says, hi, I'm fairly new to your lives, but now addicted. Sorry about that. My pony's feet have gone to hell in a handbasket, as I would say. Yeah, but I have a lovely pro showing me the way. God bless Adele. God bless Adele, Tassie man. Thanks, Lindsay, and your talk throughs showed me the way. Brilliant, Janine. Brilliant. I'm so pleased to hear that. That's so good. Al says, sorry, I meant to be an HM qualified trimmer. Yeah, I know. Just look at the post in the featured section, click on the links. One is to register for the live, or not live, call meeting on whatever webinar on Saturday. Find your words, Lindsay. And the other one is for the prospectus. Steph says, I'm going to Florida when you go there. Yay. Yes. We will have the workshop in the pool. Be interesting. I'm up for anything, me. That would be amazing to try and educate vet students. I think so. Vicky says, thank you, guys. You are wonderful. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you for tuning in. Practically, I don't know if you've missed one, have you? Every single live. I don't think you've missed one. And guys, Vicky tunes in at 5:30 a.m. or 5 o'clock. Is it 5 or 6 or whatever? It's very, very early. 5 o'clock in the morning. You deserve one of those. I feel like I'm using it quite a bit this evening. It's good. It's your life's work. It's yeah, it's what's in here being teased out bit by bit, and then me trying to put it in some kind of ridiculously logical order. That was hard. That was hard for my kind of brain. We appreciate your effort. My horses appreciate it too. First Canadian HMP pro student. Yes, come on, Angela Moore.
Awesome, Angela.
Yeah, she is. That's wonderful. So exciting. Becky says it's because you're too kind and are doing it to help horses around the world. Yes. And dumb, probably. Dumb. I'd say probably dumb. But there you go. That's life, isn't it? I'm looking forward to getting started in October. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So excited about that. Dawn says, thanks for another fabulous live. Night, and see you on the next one. That's because you are not doing it only for the money. Honestly, if we were, we'd be probably very rich by now, which sadly we are not. Absolutely well worth the money, says Lynn. Another one of our students in USA, one of the first group of students ever to be in the USA and with Angela in Canada. ever. And we'll never forget that. It's very exciting. How many pros qualify each year? Well, it's increasing is all I have to say. We have got currently 50 going through the program at the moment. But it dips when people leave and then it increases again. So on average at the moment, we're averaging about 50 students at any one time. Doesn't sound a lot. Believe me when I tell you, when you've only got 2 of us mainly at the helm at the moment, although that is changing excitingly because we've got more instructors when they qualify. We know we've got people who are almost ready, actually, indeed, to almost get there because the training is so amazing. It gets you to that place by the time you get to the end. So then there'll be more. We are doing it carefully. We have to be careful. We're not advertising it particularly, at all, really, out in the big wide space at the moment. We are keeping it more in the Phoenix group and on our workshops, and because we have to keep a bit of a lid on it, otherwise it'll go nutty. It will just go nutty. Becky Harding, another one of our students. It is a truly amazing course, and that's without the help and support you get to help you in every moment that you need it. Thank you, darling. Ready to qualify yourself. Sarah Lou says, wet cadavers in the pool, be something like a bush tuck trial. Jennifer says, I'm 5 months into the pro course. It is fantastic, super interesting and so well organized. I'm working in a completely different sector, but doing this course really isn't an arduous workload on top of my day job, mainly because it's so interesting that it doesn't feel like studying.
Oh, that's
Thank
nice.
you.
Thanks, Jennifer.
And that's coming from Jennifer, who works in a very, very high, I was going to say faluted, but it's not really the word that I was trying to find.
No,
I was trying to sort of high pressure. That's what I was looking for, in a very high pressure sector. She does indeed. And in herself is doing the most tremendous job in the job that she does. So yes. Incredible. 2 really amazing jobs helping people all over the world. Stephanie says, can't wait to be a pro student. Hurry up and get to the States. It's coming. Angela, where are you in Canada? Says Anne Chopra. Oh, yeah, Angela, you're going to be like inundated in a minute. Where are you? Oh, my God, you have to have a camp in the UK, Canada, and the USA every year. Holidays. Yes. Right. We've got to go. 1 hour, 20 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in again, Gary. Do you want to say anything? I've chatted away constantly.
No, I just think we didn't talk. Well, perhaps we'll talk about it tomorrow because we had a really good challenge club on Saturday.
Oh, we did.
So another reason to get on the challenges because
you get.
And if you missed the challenge, well, I can just safely say, sad you, because you missed out a good one. Because we don't record them.
No, we don't record the challenge clubs.
It was very good, and it was. We may talk about it more, but it was about one of our Hoof heroes helping her own horses and seeing the amazing change.
Oh, it was great.
It's still going through the change, but everything was so consistent, predictable. Everything that we said that needed to happen happened by her.
Fantastic.
In Czechoslovakia. No, yeah. Czech.
Who has never met us. Who is already doing incredible things and wants to be a pro herself.
So
amazing.
I can't say enough that if you've got horses' hooves with problems, you need to do the challenges. It's so much harder. It's so much harder for us to help you if you haven't got the baseline knowledge. So please help yourself before it comes too late. Yes, we're selling courses. Yes, we are. But
we have to.
We can't get to you all. No, that's why we put the courses together.
Oh my God, we have to do that because with us from a standing start trying to help somebody.
Oh, it's so much harder.
Oh
It's so
God,
much
it's so
harder.
difficult. But you get somebody who's been in the Phoenix group and has done the challenges, and then you start helping them. Wow, the changes are incredible.
It goes from strength to strength.
Yeah. So
And even if you're not in a position, because let's face it, everybody's got different practical abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. Age can often be a big thing. Even if you know what is supposed to happen, you may be able to find a hoof care professional that's willing to help you do what you want.
happens.
So that happens too. So, but you've got to have that knowledge in the first place. If you haven't got that knowledge in the first place, it makes it so much harder for us to help you.
I know, and people say, oh well, I can pick stuff up from the YouTube videos. You can pick up a lot of stuff from the free stuff, but consistently having that mindset change as well, and being taken through from the start to the end. Yeah, you'll never get that, and never get that real feel of inspiration like you get from that. But yeah, the challenges. Al says, are the challenges free? No, the challenges are courses. So they are foundation courses. Again, you'll find links to that. I think it's time we put up another post about that, but you'll find links to that in the featured section. They're not free. They are 15-day challenge and a 10-day challenge. There's again a ton of information on there, and they also have to be done. That the 15-day and 10-day together have to be done, or a 3-day workshop, which of course, if you're abroad, you can't do the 3-day workshop. Therefore, that's why we've got the online challenges. They have to be done. The foundation has to be in place before we'll allow you onto the pro course anyway, because you have to. We don't muck about when you start module 1. You hit the ground running, because you got to do some trimming. You gotta be doing all kinds of things when you're at module 1. So you have to have done all that. But once you've done the challenges, what Gary's talking about with Challenge Club is that you get to we do a free club every Saturday. Every one Saturday every month, which I think is the second Saturday in every month, and it's free for everybody that's done challenges. And we just get in there and chat about stuff. People share stuff.
And we had loads join us, didn't we? Loads.
Oh yeah, loads. Al Williams, no, but they're worth every penny, says Karen Mackinson. Thank you. Thanks. That'll be really helpful. No problem, Al. You have to take the challenges. Finding a trimmer who will listen to slim to none. The egos are fragile and enormous. You have to learn to do it yourselves. And you can. We've got so many hoof heroes that are with us and our Phoenix Warriors. Anyway, I said it's goodbye 10 minutes ago. Right, my lovely, lovely, lovely Phoenix Warriors and hoof heroes. Right, we're off. Like a bad smell, like I say. Till tomorrow night. We'll see you then.
Are we back tomorrow?
Tuesday, yes.
We are.
But not Wednesday.
We haven't got a lesson.
Oh, let me go and have a look.
No, I think we had a lesson last week. So
no lesson. Tuesday. No lesson tomorrow. No lesson. You've got lives all week this week. If we can convince the students to come and do one on Wednesday, because we are not doing the live on Wednesday, because we got a party to go to, Gary.
Oh, have we? Oh, that's lovely.
Yes. All right then, lovely people. Let's say goodbye, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Have a great day.
Take care.
Great evening. Bye-bye.